See anywhere else. A family from Hamden is heartbroken, to say the least, after their 1-month-old baby suddenly died from a rare virus.
And now that family is hoping their story will help others. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Erin Edwards sat down with the parents. Erin.
Well, Mark and Stephanie, doctors tell us parechovirus is spread just like the flu, and they say it hasn't been easily diagnosed in the past. Now it's becoming more common in our state and across the country, and one Hampton family is trying to recover after a severe case took their son's life just last week.
We went from, the highest high to the lowest low in the span of a month.
In May, Kat and Mitch Delancey welcomed their second child, Ronan.
He was born May 21st, a healthy, full-term baby.
About a week after he was born, Kat noticed something wasn't right.
I noticed that he was fussier, he wasn't eating quite as well, and he had some redness on his chest.
She took him to his pediatrician on a Friday, and doctors said he was fine. But that night, Kat says she felt something was wrong, so she brought him to Yale New Haven.
As soon as I walked into the hospital, he stopped breathing.
Shortly after, Ronan started having seizures.
Once they started seeing the seizures, they had to put him under basically sedation.
Doctors couldn't figure out what was going on with Ronan. It wasn't until his 4th day in the hospital that Kat and Mitch got some answers.
The more testing that they did, they ended up finding this thing called parechovirus, which we had never heard of, and it sounded like a lot of the doctors had never heard of it either.
It's extremely rare to find, but it might not be that rare because they don't ever really look for it.
Yale New Haven Health recently sent out a newsletter alerting other physicians about the virus, saying the virus, quote, may be underdiagnosed due to lack of awareness.
A lot of children have either no symptoms or very mild symptoms.
Dr. Michaelo tells us he's seen a spike in cases.
I've seen 2 cases in the last 3 to 4 weeks in neonates, which means in the first month of life.
He says most children will just suffer a fever, but in some cases it could cause severe brain damage. Unfortunately, Ronan had a severe case.
I'll never forget the doctor kneeling down and saying to me, as I was in shock, he was saying, "You have a very sick baby."
Ronan's brain was severely damaged, and he couldn't be saved.
Going from like the best days of our lives to, having our child die in our arms.
Now Kat and Mitch are hoping to warn other parents and push pediatricians to test for this disease more frequently.
My big reason for wanting to talk about it is, I want Ronan to have a legacy. I would love that. I want his name, I want to keep that alive, but I don't want another family to go through this.
Preventing parechovirus is like any other virus. Make sure to keep your hands clean and stay away from anyone who's not feeling well. For more information on the virus, you can head to our Channel 3 News app. Live in the studio, Erin Edwards, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.